Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of The Main Viewer. We will be talking about the Star Trek Picard premiere that's about to happen. We're going to be talking about the Star Trek Picard season. We're going to announce all of the virtual TrekCon 4 guests, and by all, probably some, but a lot of them, lots of big announcements and big guests. We're also going to tell you how you can win a whole bunch of prizes from a whole bunch of cool things just by guessing the winners of the Lappy Award. They will come in these pink boxes that Muhammad made. Now, of course, you recognize Melissa Longo is here with us.
Hey, hello. How's it going?
Also, this is weird. Also, Scott Baker is here. Everybody you know and love Scott Baker.
Howdy.
Oh, in the live chat, they're saying, well, we know him. Dr. Muhammad Noor, occasional Star Trek science advisor, of course.
Yay. Hello, it was a pleasure to be on Falling Towers. No. Richard TrekCon's The Main Viewer.
Cut, take two. And we have a very special guest today, Screen Rant's own 10 forward model, John Orchiola.
Yay.
Hello, everybody.
I actually almost wore that shirt today too, because we were recording with somebody from the show, and I was like, I probably wear that shirt too much. I need to. It's such a cool shirt, isn't it, John?
It's a great shirt. It's one of the best free shirts I've ever had.
Like
okay.
Aw, thank you.
Playful banter. All right, we can check that off. All right.
We're good for the year.
Great. And then what's next? Oh, get to the show. All right. Well, how's it going? Let's say hi to everybody in the live chat. Hey, Matt Boardman, we saw your buddies Dan Curry and Doug Drexler just a little bit ago. Great guys. We love them. Glenn Iverson, hello. Galenda, hi. Linda Anderegg, Aaron, Dave Gregory. We see all of you. Scott Jensen, the 13th. Great. Trouble. DJ Kitty Cat, Fran Iverson. Hello. Hey, My Live from Tokyo. There's ZZ. Hey. Hello, ZZ. We heard rumor you were here. Welcome.
Yes.
All right. So let's just.
My Live from Tokyo. It seems so.
Seems so. I don't know what this means.
She says. She said Melissa is in silly mode. Seems so.
It's because of what John said before we hit record. Now she's all giddy.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
No.
You said it was anyway. It was a reversal of the Star Trek and Chill.
Oh,
but
right.
Also,
right.
Galenda says, "Yay, Scott Baker!"
Yay! That's what I say every morning when I wake up.
Weirdly, so do I. We should all say that. Yay!
Yeah, I think so.
Melissa,
I'll say, hey, yay, Scott Baker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can call me if you want. 8:00 in the morning, and nothing better than waking up to that.
You can call me Al.
Oh, I like that song.
Yeah, good song.
Dun, dun, dun.
So John Orchiola, as our special guest and joining us just for a little bit of time here, can you please tell us what have you been up to today, by the way?
Oh, I had a great morning. I interviewed Todd Stashwick of Star Trek Picard.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a great chat. He plays Captain Liam Shaw. We can say that now because Terry Matalis tweeted his name out on Saturday, along with the rest of the British crew of the USS Titan. So he was very relieved that everybody can now know his name and he doesn't have to pretend he's not on the show. But we had an amazing, we had an amazing half-hour chat. We went deep. It's very spoilerific. We're gonna post it on on Thursday the 16th to kind of coincide with the premiere of Star Trek Picard. But yeah, we went deep. We went deep into Captain Shaw. We went deep into what it was like shooting Picard and working with Patrick Stewart, working with Jonathan Frakes. And plus, we also talked about his prior role in Star Trek because he guest starred in Star Trek Enterprise Season 4 as Talok. He played a Vulcan.
Cool.
So he's kind of come full circle. And now he's back in Star Trek at the highest level you could possibly be. Because there's nothing bigger than Picard.
Yeah, a lot of somebody actually saw his face and recognized who he was on Enterprise, right? Do you remember who that was, Mohammed?
I remember seeing it. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, that was very impressive. Was it maybe what's the name of the guy who always posts the pictures with the
Star
detailed
Trek
analysis?
fans are scary how good they are.
Like the
Jorg, somebody?
Yeah,
was it him?
Hildebrand?
Maybe it was him. It would make sense if it was him, but I don't remember.
It may have
who
been
it was.
Jorg, yeah. Jorg knows everything.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That's right, Scott. So can we also say, without any spoilers, that Mr. Stashwick is freaking unbelievable in this role? Oh my goodness, I had no idea. Everybody at home, I'm not going to be one of those guys that says like, dude, wait till you watch, but wait till you watch. You're going to love, and some of you already know his work, and everything that he's done in the past, like 12 Monkeys and things like that. But so a lot of you may be ahead of the curve here, but I did not know he was such a good actor.
Yeah, he's phenomenal in this role. I mean, to be in a scene with Patrick Stewart, Jonathan Frakes, Jerry Ryan, and to be able to not just hold a scene, but like be controlling it in some of these scenes where he's opposite them. And it's a very interesting role, Captain Shaw. He's very unlike Star Trek captains as we come to expect them. It's a great character, and he's just incredible in it.
So what time is this gonna drop, by the way? That's on next Thursday?
Next Thursday. After the episode premieres, because we go full spoilers into it.
But do you know what time exactly?
No, I don't.
Okay. We have a vested interest in that day. That's why. Very curious. All right. Well, that's really cool. And what do you do at Screen Rant for anybody that doesn't know?
Oh, I am the Star Trek beat editor. What that means is we expanded our Star Trek coverage to be one of the 4 pillars of Screen Rant now. So it's a major beat, as we call it, and I run it. So I oversee movies and TV for Star Trek. I have a team of writers now. It's not just all me. For a while, it really was just all me. But yeah, now we have a whole team covering Picard, covering all the shows, and we write up basically feature articles and news articles about every show and every movie. And also I interview the casts and interview the creatives behind these shows and movies. So it's a great gig.
That's
very
awesome.
lucky to have stumbled into.
What are the 3 other pillars? Just curious.
Star Wars, superheroes, Marvel and DC. And then there's a big catch-all of like movies and TV streaming, like basically everything else in the world. So Star Trek is the smallest of the beats, but it's also like the best one, I think.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
Awesome.
I agree with Linda Anderegg. What a great job. That's awesome.
It is a great job. It really is.
I like to think that there's Star Trek, Star Wars, and then there's everything else in the world.
Well,
almost the way it is in Screen Rant.
Yeah.
Marvel is the real. What was the 4th one? John?
Like movies and TV, like basically like everything streaming.
Oh, general.
Everything
HBO,
else in the world,
HBO, Netflix, Hulu.
There's like the early season Gilligan's Island with "And the Rest" when they got to
And the Rest.
Professor
Marianne.
Marianne.
It sounds like
I think Star Trek is Gilligan.
Yeah.
There you go.
Star Trek is pretty amazing.
Scott, if someone were to ask you, besides Star Trek, which is your favorite of all the franchises?
Yep, I'm probably Star Wars. I feel like years ago it was a lot easier to answer, and now since like there's all the new movies and all the spin-offs since like Disney took over, I feel like it's more of a complicated mixed bag than it used to be. Like, you know, when I was younger and it was like there's the 3 original movies and that's all there was. It was like that was Star Wars and that was it, you know, and there was other stuff that was going on, but it was like those 3 movies were like pure and in their own little capsule, and it was like, you know, it was easy to like have that. But I mean, like, I love the Alien franchise is one of my favorites. Even the movies that people don't like as much, like 3 and 4, I think are really entertaining movies that I really like.
What Star Wars did really well back like before the reboot stuff like that was the merchandising. That was always amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like the action figures,
sure.
the cards, like everything. The merchandising was just, you know, the best.
Oh yeah, I had the Star Wars action figures when I was a kid, and those were like the best things in the world, just like out in the yard, pew 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 pew, and stuff like that. You know,
retractable lightsaber and all those.
Oh yeah, all that stuff. Yeah. They had it all. And now, but like by like today's standards, like action figures now, they have like collectible ones that are like super intricate, and then it's just like it's a whole different world that it used to be. You know, like the old ones, and they're so hokey, and they just, you know, their arms don't move, and they often don't even look like the actors. And
yeah, sometimes they're a choking hazard.
I remember when they released the Boba Fett action figure. Initially, they had these little commercials for it where you could get it, and the little missile off his back would shoot. But then when it actually came out, they stopped it. They're like, nope, it's all like glued in, because apparently it was going to be like people shooting their eyes out or swallowing or who knows what. It was so annoying. Like, no, I want the shooting missile.
I only say the choking hazard bit was because Nog was labeled the choking hazard in the action when it came in the package with ROM, Nog was listed as the choking hazard.
I remember that. That was like the big ROM and the little Nog next to him. He was like all like, arr.
Yeah.
Choking hazard. It's funny.
But you got a free action figure basically, because everybody else was just singular. This one, same price, you get a second action figure.
But it had no action.
Yeah, choking.
Hooray.
The thing, it's fun for all ages. Now, John Orchiola here also covers wrestling, or at least goes to wrestling events all the time. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time, by the way?
The Undertaker, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that guy.
Well, what's not to like? An amazing 30.
I was never an Undertaker fan.
What?
I know. I was just kind of always like, okay, Undertaker. But I know, like, he's one of the biggest ever in every way.
Yes.
You know,
the greatest gimmick in the history of wrestling. And one of the greatest performers of all time, and also a very underrated promo guy when he wants to start talking on the mic. Very, very underrated on interviews.
I think the best gimmick was the Bushwhackers, personally. Right?
Yeah.
Wait, what was that?
If you want, you and I can do it.
Fish heads and stuff.
Yeah, Ryan, as a premiere, if you want, you and I together, we'll do the Bushwhacker. We'll do the Bushwhacker walk into our seats.
Muhammad is pissed. He's like, what the hell am I doing here? How did this happen?
Where are we going?
Star Trek and wrestle.
Anyway, everybody in the live chat right now, before we move on past wrestling, not a moment too soon.
I've never moved on past wrestling.
Yeah, let us know who your favorite wrestler of all time is. And just for fun, tell us who your least favorite wrestler of all time is. I can't even think of one. Oh, Ravishing Rick Rude is my favorite. You kidding me?
Oh, a fine choice. A fine choice. Ravishing Rick Rude was this amazing wrestler who was incredibly cut and chiseled. And so he had like curly brown hair and like a porn stash. And his whole gimmick was that he was like a Chippendales dancer, right? And then what he'd do is he'd like pick out like a woman in the crowd, or whoever he's wrestling, he'd pick out like their wife, and he'd put their wife's picture on his groin, and he'd gyrate to it.
think I remember this.
He was fantastic. There he is.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh my god.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yeah.
But a funny Rick Rude fact, since we're still talking about wrestling, Rick Rude is legitimately, or was legitimately, he died in 1998, but he was legitimately one of the toughest guys in pro wrestling. Like, people did not want to mess with him. And if people did mess with people in backstage, he was the guy who like ended fights. He was legit a badass, even though he had this Chippendale gimmick.
And he would grab the mic and he'd be like, what I'd like right now is for all you fat, ugly Cincinnati sweat hogs, and they'd be like, boo! And he's like, to keep the noise down while I take my robe off and show the ladies what a real man is supposed to look like. And then he'd go, hit the music. And they'd play the music, and he'd be like this, and the guys would be like, boo, and the girls would be like, yeah. And then he would get some girl out of the it's just savage.
And he kicks him in the ring.
Yeah.
Anyway, that
I
was
put my answer in the chat.
What?
I put my answer in the chat.
I love your answer.
Andre.
I love your answer.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think he was a Frenchman because he was born in Grenoble, but he's actually of Bulgarian descent. Andre the Giant is. Chris, okay, we'll move on from wrestling, but before we do that,
and he was in Princess Bride.
That's right.
Yes.
Only dog paddle. DJ Kitty Cat says probably Mick Foley. Let's see. Glenn Iverson says Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Linda Andreich says
brother.
her husband says the Bruiser and the Crusher.
Minnesota
That's old
Legends.
school.
I did
Scott
like
Jensen
Randy
says
Savage.
the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Oh my god.
I knew a woo was coming.
Whoa.
Galenda says Fezzik. Lester
Andre.
says the Big Show. Chris Gavin
Andre's
says Frank
son.
Gotch.
Frank Gotch.
Bruno Sammartino says Peter C. He was a champion for a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like 12 years.
I like
All right.
I like Rob Van Dam because he did the cool
Rob Van
aerial
Dam's
stuff and yeah.
Mohammed, we haven't heard yours.
Yeah,
I
Muhammad.
know. I'll go with Andre the Giant, though. At least I know who that is. Somebody.
Do you know what he meant when he would say RVD 420?
Yes.
That means I just smoked your ass. That's what he would say. And he meant it.
With the thumbs too.
Yeah, I know. That was his whole thing.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Oh boy, our viewership is plummeting.
No.
Somebody power bombed our viewership. Anyway, so back to Star Trek Picard. John, you're going to be going to the premiere on Thursday in Hollywood at Mann's Chinese Theater, which is like right down the street from where Scott Baker lives, Party at Scott's.
Party at Scott's.
And can you please tell us what your afternoon and evening are going to be like as a member of the media?
Oh, well, I am working the Picard red carpet, so I have to check in a little bit earlier than everybody else. I believe that the red carpet is from 5:30 to 6:30 or so. So there'll be a parade of luminaries. All the biggest stars in the Star Trek world will be coming by. Hopefully I'll get to talk to as many of them as I can. And then I'm going to drop the mic and run into the theater.
Yay.
And sit down and watch the premiere of Star Trek Picard. And then after that, who knows? We'll go. Maybe we'll go to the Scum and Villainy Cantina and have a little after party. Celebrate.
Anywhere where there's food, I'm down.
There is food in the Scum and Villainy Cantina.
Yeah.
Do they have food there?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You can get tater tots. You can all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah. Tater tots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lisa sold. She's gonna be there. That's all it took. Tots. All right, I'm there.
Tater tots.
I'm buying. I'll buy the tater tots.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had me at tater. Anything with potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tater tots always reminds me of that Napoleon Dynamite scene.
Yeah. Right.
You remember this?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, dude,
Give me your
tots.
tots.
Except he had all the tots in his pocket, and the guy didn't like
Yeah.
hit
Oh,
his
yeah,
pocket and
Jelly
smushed
tots.
them.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh.
What?
I
So
know.
There's a
good.
classic scene with the tots in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I have
All
to
right,
watch
so we
it
have
now.
a new poll in the live chat. The question is, what should we do after the premiere? Crash the VIP after party,
Yes.
Scum and Villainy Star Wars bar, or party at Scott's, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh,
They're
all
all
good options.
equally.
I know those all seem fun.
Why not all three?
I was going to say it's possible to do all three
Right. All
if
three.
you are good with your time.
Crash the VIP party, get kicked out 5 minutes later, and then
Drink your sorrows away at Scum and
Yeah.
Scum
Villainy,
Villainy.
and then throw up at Scott's house.
walk in the
Ew.
after party. I do have a balcony, so just use the balcony. You're fine.
I do
How
have
about
a
your
bathroom.
downstairs neighbor? What do they think?
Yeah.
Well, John, have you watched the first 6 episodes?
I have seen the first 6 episodes of Picard.
What did you think?
Believe the hype. Believe the hype. I would say, honestly, I believe this is the best TNG movie of all time. It is a 10-hour movie.
Wow.
It is a 10-hour movie. It is spectacular. I cannot say what's in it, but it's everything you want to see, plus things you never expected to see. There are amazing surprises. There's so much fan service in a good way and organically woven into the story. It gets better as it goes along. It actually just keeps climbing and climbing.
I'm really excited
Nice.
for cameos or guest stars that have not been announced yet. I've been good
There are those.
and have not watched. I've just watched the first one, but I have not watched the rest. I think I'm just going to watch it with everybody else, possibly. But there are things out there. We know there are things. They're all like hinting coyly and wryly on
know.
Twitter. And so what are they?
Oh yeah.
Was Jean-Luc
Don't
Picard
spoil it.
in it? Just want to check. I'm just kidding.
No.
You can't say.
Oh, really?
Can't say. Can't say he's in the
Aw.
first 6 episodes.
Yeah, right. I'm
It's a
actually
different
like,
Picard.
Jean-Luc Picard appears in episode 9, I think. We haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
right. now it's kind of tough because I always especially what's been happening last few years, always try to like set my expectations low and go in, okay, well, it's going to be terrible, and if it's good, I'll be happily surprised. And just like anything that kind of like whenever it's like reboots and remakes and sequels, and just over the past however many years that stuff has been happening, sort of like more often than not feel kind of disappointed with stuff. And so now I've got to try to like temper my expectations so that I still enjoy it, because I don't want to be going in there like, oh my god, this is going to be the best thing ever, because John said it's going to be the best thing ever.
Like
It better be the
Hercules
best thing
2.
ever.
It's all on you, John.
Hercules,
You've said that
Hercules
60
1 was
I just
pretty
realized
good,
what
but
just
not
happened.
2.
I was gonna say like Willow, the TV show. Ugh. Sorry for those who love Willow, the TV show. I was disappointed.
I saw the
There
trailer
aren't
and
any.
I kind of felt like it was gonna be a disappointment from the trailer, but
We did watch the first on it too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You can see our discussion of the first episode of it.
I may do that just so I don't have to watch the show itself.
And check it out, because boy, you don't know. We may have loved it. You just never know.
You never know.
Never know. Well, I
But
know
speaking
because
of
I
trailers-
did watch it, but
Yeah. Check this out very quickly with no sound.
No sound.
Ooh,
Yes.
look at this.
Oh, I know that guy. I know him.
yeah,
It's so
Wow,
exciting.
What's happening?
I'm so excited.
So this was tweeted out by Star Trek today.
Mhm.
And it says, wherever you go, we go. It's some kind of star thing.
Aw.
Hashtag Star Trek. Hashtag Star Trek Picard. And then the thing, bit.ly
The thing.
thing. So a lot of times you just see Star Trek on Paramount Plus tweeting these things out, but now even just flat out at Star Trek tweeting these things out. The hype is real. Everybody's going nuts for it. John Orchiola, before you leave, what are you most excited about for the premiere?
To see this thing on the big screen with the crowd, with the majority of the people who have not seen it yet. We do get spoiled a little bit being able to see these things ahead of time and not always in the best circumstances, watching on a laptop or whatever. So to be able to have the experience of being in the Mann's Chinese, is it still Mann's? No, it's TLC Chinese Theater, whatever it's called.
TCL Chinese Theater,
TCL Chinese Theater, TTLC. And one of the best screens in LA, and just to be able to be there with everybody and hear the reactions, I think that's going to be really, really special.
You know how many episodes they'll show? Is it just the first, or like first 2 or 3?
First
Two.
two.
Oh,
First
there's
two.
only 2? Oh.
The invite said 2, but maybe they surprise us and give us 3.
That would be cool.
Cool. Well, John, thanks very much for playing with us. We know you got a lot of things to do, so we appreciate you taking the time away, and we're going to see you on Thursday.
On Thursday.
On Thursday.
And possibly Friday. If you want me to drop in on Netflix and chill, I'll be do that. We'll chat about the premiere.
Sounds good.
Star Trek and chill, not Netflix.
Star Trek and chill.
Oh, did you say Netflix and chill? Yeah, we'll see you on Netflix.
I'm going to be in the wrong show on Friday.
Well, I've dressed inappropriately.
Anyway, thanks, John. We'll see you soon.
Good to see you, John.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
See you Thursday.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right. Let's see how this poll is doing before we move on to even bigger and better news. How can there be bigger news than Picard?
Oh, virtual TrekCon, of course.
Of course.
Okay, so 8% of you said scum and villainy Star Wars bar. 38% of you said party at Scott's, bro. And 54% said crash the VIP after party.
Well, it's confirmed. I officially like 38% of the virtual TrekCon audience.
Well, you're more popular than Star Wars. That says something.
Hey.
Yeah.
They like Scott more than they like scum or villainy.
Ooh.
Or Star Wars.
And or villainy. Yeah.
So, Mohammed, can you please tell everybody what's going on with this background behind me?
Oh, yes, I would love to tell people what is going on behind you there. So, as you remember, back at the start of the year, everybody voted on the Lappy Award winners. This is our big award show that's going to be part of the virtual TrekCon. You'll see who the winners were on February 19th, I believe. Is that right? The Sunday that was, February 19th. Now, there's an opportunity for
correction. You will see who the winners are if you tune in to the 2023 Lappy Awards as part of Virtual TrekCon 4 right here on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it. It's live. You're going to find out everything. Friends become enemies. Enemies become friends. It's going to be insane. I'm sorry, Mohammed. Please continue.
No. That was actually a very important addition. Yes, absolutely. Tune in so you can actually see who the winners are. It's not just going to be like on a website that you go to or something like that.
Right.
So, in the meantime, you have the opportunity to win some prizes. Ooh. So, what you should do now is there's a website. I'll put it in the chat in just a couple of minutes here, and it's probably already on the channel description, or if not, it'll go in there very shortly as well. But you go to this site, and essentially it's the same poll, but rather than picking who you want to win, you pick who you think did win. Essentially, who did the world vote for these awards. And the more you get correct, the more likely you are to actually win a prize. Our top couple of vote winners will get a prize. And I will say, this is something I said last week too. So far, nobody has a perfect score. I have lots and lots of votes. But
does anybody have a Ofer score?
An Ofer? Oh, it's 0?
Like
no,
for 29 or whatever. Okay.
Even the one that you did as a test run where you just said, I'm just going to pick I won't say which one you picked.
Yeah.
You picked a certain one from each answer. That did not get a 0 either. So nobody has
Well,
0.
statistically
nobody has 100%.
speaking, I'm going to end up with 20% or 13% or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah.
Mm.
So you have an opportunity to do it. And the only difference now is from the original polls. You still have to put an email address just so we can authenticate you, but you also have to put in either a name or a handle so we can actually say who it was. We don't want to announce your email address on the web. We don't want to say Mohammed.noor@hotmail.com, and then everybody's emailing you, how dare you beat me? That's not my real email address.
Wow.
How dare you beat me?
Is one of the prizes an intimate dinner with Dr. Mohammed Noor?
That
Yes.
would not be a very good prize. There's gonna be better prizes than that.
Yeah, that's the
Ooh.
third prize, but
That's maybe like the person who gets the O gets that prize.
we have first, second, third place. Second place is a slip and slide marathon with Anne-Marie Siegel. So that's
Ooh.
and you can wait till the warmer months. You don't have to do it right away in
There you
February.
go. There you go.
unless you're into that.
First place
First
is actually a
place-
spot on the cruise coming up. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
It's pretty good. I was going to say a pizza eating contest with Ciroc.
Ooh,
Good luck.
that's even better than the cruise.
Yeah. And the link is in the description box of this video.
Excellent. I'll put it in the
So
chat too in a
feel
second.
free to click that link, make your guesses. Think of it like March Madness. You don't have to know anything about college basketball to fill out a bracket. Sometimes you just guess and it's fun to play. Same thing with the Oscars party. Sometimes they're like, fill out your Oscar party thing. And if you're anything like me, if I look at that list, I'm going to say, I haven't even heard of any of these movies. These movies don't exist as far as I'm concerned, but you can still guess and you still might win. And in this case, we will send you a whole load of goodies. So first, second, and third place.
Mhm.
So that'll be really good.
Well, there's some you can just guess just by looking at the list, like the Oscars. You're like, Batman, okay, that'll win for best sound mixing. Star Trek, okay, that'll win for best makeup.
Mhm.
The link is now in the live chat, and this is there you go. That's what it looks like.
There it is.
That's what it looks like when you click it.
Whoa, it phases in and out like that.
It phases in and out. Exactly. Somebody's beaming up my phone, so that's okay.
By the way, you don't have to fill them out right away. You can hem and haw and think about it if you want, but you have to have them in by Friday the 18th. Wait, Friday the 17th. That's the cutoff date.
Yeah.
Because we need time to tabulate these votes. You think Google has this automated for us? No, we are going to handpick. We put all of your votes into a van in boxes and vans, and we drive them to the counting centers. It's a whole thing.
We actually do
Wow.
manual checks, just so you know. It's not. It is tabulated, but we do some manual checks, so that hence we do need a little bit of extra time. And if you
Scott?
vote, by the way, if you cheat and vote like 35 times, we just take the last one. So you can vote as many times as you want. We're just going to use the last one.
God, you're such a tough professor.
Sorry.
It's rude. Scott, are you going to play the game?
Is it fair that I play the game?
I don't know. It depends on if you know any of the answers. If you
I
know
mean,
even one,
currently, I don't know any of the answers. But
then as long as you do it
But by
before you know
then-
any of them.
by then, I might.
Yeah, so you'd have to fill it out right now as we speak.
Right now.
Anyway, yeah, so nobody has had any perfect scores yet, which is really tough, by the
Nobody
way,
even has
because
perfect -1. I was going to stop
Because-
there, though. I'm not going to keep counting it down.
it's like, what are there, 29 questions in total, 29 categories in total. Some have as little as 5 answers possible. Some have as much as 9 or 10. So statistically speaking, let's say the average is 7. That's 14.2% chance, right? So you multiply that times 29, and it's a very low probability. It's very difficult. So, and it's on a point structure as well, because there are more and less of others to try to make it fair. So for example, there are 4 of the universe division, right? And that's just all Star Trek, new and old movies and TV. So those are worth the most. Those are worth 10 points each, so that division section, that universe division, is worth 40 points in total. Then you have the legacy, which is 5 categories. Those are worth 8 each, because that's just all Star Trek pre-2017. So that's 40 points for that. So both of those are each worth 40 points in total. Then the new stuff, the stuff from 2022, those are worth 5 points each, but there are 13 of them. So that's 65 points in total for that division. And then lastly, we have the Golden Lobes, which is kind of just for fun, the screw arounds. That's really testing your Star Trek fandom knowledge, not Star Trek knowledge. You're not testing your Star Trek knowledge. You're testing your knowledge of Star Trek fandom, of what do you think the fans will vote as the winner. Those are each worth 2 points. There's 7 of them.
Can I just throw out there that Faith Howell, hello, by the way, said, I would love winning a dinner with Mohammed Noor, and I might actually be able to travel that far since you're on the East Coast as well.
That's true. She's only about a 3-hour drive from here.
Yeah.
See?
So sweet.
Or if
Happy
she
to
goes
be with you,
to the cruise or Star Trek Las Vegas, it might just happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me one
She can
time.
meet up with my mom even easier.
Aw.
I'm
Trying to
less than a
pawn off
1-hour
your
drive from where
duties.
she is. I mean, I can go there too.
So, Mohammed, do you want to tell them a little bit more about the strategy behind winning this contest before we get into more virtual TrekCon stuff?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head already in terms of that. I mean, the critical thing there isn't trying to figure out what you want to be the answer. It's not even trying to figure out what you think is potentially objectively the best answer. What you're really trying to do is you're trying, as Ryan said, you're trying to figure out who you think people would vote for. Now, keep in mind, it's not just the people who we see on, say, the virtual TrekCon or on 7th Rule, because this has been shared like very broadly across a lot of the community. So you have to think, given that this has been shared in, Voyager Facebook groups and enterprise groups and on various other podcasts and things like that. And actually, Larry Nemechek, our buddy, was just earlier today talking about this particular contest as well on his podcast. So this
is so cool.
Yeah, this is like way out there. So people know about this. Now, the key is, what do you know about the community? So one of the questions in there is like best character arc and legacy Star Trek. And there's a whole bunch of names in there, and you have to think like, who do I think that the most people would vote? I keep using that one because I think that's the first question. That's the reason I always use that one as an example. But who do I think people would vote for this? And then go with your gut.
After looking at, I was gonna say, after looking at the answers or the winners from last year, because I remember I think we were talking about this internally last year. Did we find that there was a skew towards Deep Space Nine winning categories, or like characters or things from Deep Space Nine? Because
last year we looked at that last year, and it wasn't, I mean, there wasn't anything dramatic. I mean, there were definitely elements, there were categories which had winners from, say, Next Generation, even with multiple Deep Space Nine options in there, or Voyager or whatever. It didn't really seem that skewed last year. So based on that data.
Yeah. And without getting into this year, because I really want to get into this year, but I don't want to give away any hints.
Yeah.
Can't touch this, Mohammed says. That was fun. So last year, I mean, because we did look for it, and
we did.
I share it in all of the new Star Trek groups. That's like Picard and Lower Decks, Strange New Worlds. So where do those guys skew? I don't know. Where the Strange New Worlds people, where do they skew? Where does Discovery skew? I don't know. But what we did kind of check, and sometimes it feels like, a Deep Space Nine thing won, or a Next Generation thing won. But then other times you get like a surprising Voyager win that you didn't expect, or a surprising original series. And it's really, basically, there's no way to predict this. And I pride myself on being able to know where the Star Trek fans are going. And even I'm like, always like, I did not expect that at all. Or the thing I would have chosen is like 5th or 6th. So basically, you can make guesses, and you can make educated guesses, but I haven't seen any skewing at all.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is maybe underrepresented is the animated series, but I don't think there's any even choices from the animated series on the most recent poll.
They deserve it.
But that's because that's the way people voted. There were choices in the preliminary votes for the animated series, but there's really no way to skew this in one direction or another, because a lot of the groups that these things were shared in are not viewers of the main viewer or the seventh rule, or they're independent entities of the people who are putting it on. So there's no way to skew the results. And as Mohammed said, it's a global voting. People from around the world voted for this. So, people from all over the flat earth are voting for this, right?
Oh, that was so funny. Did you see that, Scott? Where there was there's that Facebook group, I think it was, called like the Flat Earth Society, and then below it says from hundreds of thousands of members around the globe.
Yeah.
Which is, who knows if that was
across the flat plane.
Who knows if that was photoshopped? I hope not. I think that's brilliant. Okay. So anyway, Scott, vote away.
Oh, here we go.
Should we do some of the Picard news? We got some Picard
what's
news.
What's the Picard news today?
I think we had a couple of them that Emery sent along, right?
Oh.
Let's see.
More than the cast announcements?
Yeah, one was the cast announcements, and the other was Terry Matalas breaking down the final trailer.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm happy to read too if you need a breath break.
Yeah. Check it out. I'll pull it up right now. Here it is.
I think the biggest news is John from Screen Rant saying it's the best Next Generation movie ever. That's pretty big news.
Agreed. So this one says exclusive. Terry Matalas breaks down final Star Trek Picard season 3 trailer. This is from Anthony Pascal. So if you scroll it up, I'll read some of the stuff. So there's a whole lot going on in the final Star Trek Picard season 3 trailer released on Sunday. We've already reported on some immediate follow-ups from the Picard team, but there's much more to go over in detail. Usually we do our own trailer breakdown, but this time we thought it would be fun to bring in a ringer in the form of executive producer and showrunner Terry Matalas. This season is his vision, and he also worked on putting together this trailer. So we present our exclusive trailer breakdown with Terry Matalas, mostly in linear fashion, starting at the beginning. The first title, Bringing Back That Naval Feel. So the trailer kicks off with Admiral Picard and Captain Riker being welcomed onto the USS Titan by an officer using a boatswain whistle. I hope I pronounced that right. Matalas talked about why he brought back this bit of tradition. This is a quote now. I very much prefer Starfleet to feel like the Navy. And certainly the original series and a lot of what Star Trek 2 and 4 director Nick Meyer did feels like that the most. And the trailer, as does the first episode, starts with an air of pomp and circumstance. So it's just getting a feel of what I think Starfleet should feel like. It's the military. It's serious. There are protocols, and that sort of permeates throughout the season. And could this be the same whistle scene in Star Trek 6? Here's another quote. It felt like those whistles are usually traditional and are passed down from ship to ship to ship. So we thought that might be the case here. I suppose it could be the same one from Star Trek 6, or just an older, hundreds-year-old model. Ooh, very exciting. The next part is Seven is finding her way in Starfleet. It's previously been revealed that Seven of Nine is now a commander in Starfleet and the first officer of the USS Titan, the main ship for the season. We see her greeting Picard and Riker and presenting them to the bridge crew in a bit of an awkward moment. Terry gives a glimpse into what's going on with Seven in season 3. There's a quote. It's very much a conflict for her as to how fast she was inducted into Starfleet and whether or not she truly feels as though she belongs and whether her captain feels as though she belongs.
Look at how cool this picture is. Big old beautiful corridor. We've got the officers. Jerry Ryan still looks 31 somehow.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Good for her, man. Great job. Anyway, it continues.
Sure. So the next section is Titan's captain warns Picard not to expect action. The captain of the USS Titan. Sorry, let me try that again. The captain of the USS Titan is played by Todd Stashwick. With all the prior speculation that he had tapped this member of his 12 Monkeys cast, Metalis joked it was the quote worst kept secret in Star Trek. But he also predicted, I think he's going to be a fan favorite.
Yep.
You guys know him from 12 Monkeys?
I never saw it.
Me
I saw
neither.
the movie, but not the
same.
show.
Yeah,
Me
same.
too. Saw the movie only.
Yeah.
That's the guy
I heard
right
the show's
there.
good though. So the scene with the captain, we still don't know his name, showed him being a bit flippant with Picard and Riker, quipping they would find their inspection, quote, boring before referencing, quote, blowing things up and other harrowing feats. Metalis noted, again, hearkening back to what I said earlier about this being the military and how legacy characters like Picard and Riker tend to be able to throw their weight around within this organization and get special treatment doesn't always sit well with everyone within the Navy. We had that famous quote in Picard season 1 of the sheer blank hubris from Picard.
Are we not allowed to say that word?
I'm not really sure if we get filtered on it. I don't know. Maybe we get filtered on YouTube. I don't know. My mom is listening, so I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Muhammad, for classing up the
Yes.
joint. Something Melissa's supposed to be doing.
Nah, Melissa's amazing. So next part, while a Titan captain recalled classic moments from the Next Generation in the TNG movies, his comments were intercut with phaser firefights and ship action from Picard season 3. Metalis did confirm we can expect more this time. Quote, there's certainly more action than seasons 1 and 2.
Then we've got a picture of Picard holding a phaser. That's interesting. And we've got something blowing up pretty hard right here. Some kind of ship on a Federation vessel.
Like a ship crashing to another ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next
Uh-oh,
section-
too many captains.
Yeah, next section is called Too Many Captains. When Seven is introducing Picard and Riker, she announces Admiral on the bridge. And after Riker clears his throat to show his annoyance, she follows up with, and Captain on the bridge. I like that.
There's the image there. You even got a little chuckle from Scott on that one. So
Yeah.
good job there.
Thank you, Scott.
if Scott chuckles, you know the trailer's good because he's just hearing a reading of the. Oh boy, this is gold.
So the Titan has 2 captains and an admiral on board. In addition to the actual captain of the Titan, we've seen shots in this and other trailers of Seven, Picard, and Riker in the captain's chair. When asked if there's an element of, quote, too many cooks in that, unquote, in that kitchen of a bridge, Metalis replies, that definitely comes into question early on. Yes.
Wow, look at that.
Now,
Now that's a great shot of the bridge.
Whoa.
That's a
Some
great shot.
bright view screen. Is this what everybody's fighting about? Saying, is this a view screen or a window? Is that what everybody's
Maybe.
Well, maybe it's
talking about?
both.
Yeah,
Sure.
what's
Why
wrong
couldn't
with
it
the
be
window that
both?
can be a view screen as well?
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
sure they have that
Project on the
technology.
window.
like
Yeah.
a blast or something like that coming, or
Yeah.
No, fair question.
that looks
Oh,
like
we've got
it looks like
Worf
Riker
talk.
there in the picture.
Yeah, right here.
Right. Yeah.
Riker, Picard, Seven. That's all I'm
Spock.
seeing. Spock right here. There he is. Hi, now he's fixing something.
Wait, who was that?
Spock.
Spock?
Spock. I think it's Cybok.
Uhura is
And-
holding the camera.
Yeah. Spock's looking into the little thing.
Oh, Deep
Nice.
Space Nine.
Okay. So Worf's
Dominion
warning.
War.
Cut around a shot of the Titan's bridge at red alert and Stashwick's captain saying, quote, battle stations. We hear Worf in voiceover saying, there is something coming, some kind of attack, and Starfleet could be the target. Metalis had previously said that the season's main plot is tied into the aftermath of the Dominion War from Deep Space Nine. Yay!
Woohoo!
And for our trailer analysis, he does confirm this connection. Yes, absolutely, Worf is connected to the main plot. He is still dealing with the fallout of the Dominion War.
Whoa. That's exciting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more.
All right.
Ooh,
This is our good
Enterprise-
buddies at trekmovie.com, by the way, everybody. Check them out.
Yep. Enterprise F is there, but not the focus. So Worf's warning cuts to a shot of the USS Enterprise F the successor to the USS Enterprise E, shocker, which appeared in 3 TNG movies. The Enterprise F joins other ships as Worf warns about an attack on Starfleet, but Metalis wants to make it clear that the Enterprise F is not the hero for the season. The Enterprise F is not at all the focus of the season, although it does appear in very, very important moments. It is not the focus. The Next Gen cast does not all gather on the Enterprise F and go have a bunch of adventures. The hero ship of this season is the Titan, an underdog.
Woohoo.
Not referring to the cartoon.
I have a question about the fire on the outside of the ship, and I just thought of this. How would fire burn on an outside of a ship if there's no oxygen?
Welcome to nerddom. There we are. We have one more. Welcome. It's warm over here. We have pi, but 3.14.
Nice. Good. Well done.
Scott, would you like to answer that question about space science?
I think there's certain types of fires that don't need oxygen to burn. I think like magnesium and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure, but because I know that you can have like certain like things can burn underwater, so
that's
right,
true.
But water is comprised of oxygen.
Yeah, but
assumption was
it's not.
mostly
It's
just
not.
like
But
the-
it's not using the. I don't
It's
think
oxygen-
using the oxygen.
It's got oxygen molecules in it, right? So it's H2O. So there's oxygen in there.
Yeah, but I don't think
But it's
the-
not an
I don't think it's.
O2 molecule.
I don't think it's fueling the fire.
Not that I know anything about that kind of stuff. I really sucked at chemistry, by the way. So that's my full disclosure. I was so happy to get into chemistry in high school. My sophomore year, I was like, chemistry. This is my moment. And I was like, hydrocarbons. Oh my God, this is impossible to pay attention to.
Hydrocarbons are cool.
Oh.
Species
Oh
10C
my
communication.
I was like, and that, yeah, when you did the 10C stuff on Discovery, I was like, wow, you guys actually made hydrocarbons cool. I did not think, I disagree. I did not think they were cool before that, but I kind of got a flashback to my, sophomore year.
Well, Scott
tough.
Jensen says it's a pure plasma fire. Bob D
That's what-
says that's an exothermic reaction, not really fire, which makes sense
Ooh.
too.
Yeah, you can think of it kind of like what's going on in the back of a rocket engine, right? I mean, there's stuff coming out.
Right.
That's what I was imagining this was, as opposed to just like, somebody struck a match kind of thing.
Right.
And it could. I mean, it could also be getting, like, if it's burning on the outside, like it could also be like getting oxygen from something that's inside the ship.
Oh, that's a good call.
or
too.
trapped.
Absolutely. If it's venting,
Right.
yeah.
Trapped within the material that's burning, kind of thing.
That's a good call.
Exothermically
Kind of like when
reacting.
you get a
Right.
lighter and whatever.
Keeping it classy.
But that's what that is. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Kind of. I guess that's methane, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like how the sun burns and, I don't know.
Yeah, the sun burns in space. How
Right.
about
That's a
that?
great point. The sun burns at the beach too.
It does.
We're not using
Amit-
fusion.
How does the sun burn constantly on fire when it's out in space?
Fusion, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is with the sun.
I've given of my chemical knowledge. I'm already at like this right now. Okay. Well, there's a little bit more. Did you want to jump back into this or?
Sure.
All right.
Sorry to derail, but
No, please.
I
That's
was
what
curious.
Hey, running for science is always good.
Yeah.
we do.
Well done, Melissa.
Well, thanks.
And Scott he did good too.
Yeah, good job,
Yeah.
Scott. Good job, Ryan.
You don't know the answer? Make something up.
We already did this part, I think.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that fleet. Woo.
Pew, pew.
Pew pew.
All right, we got Ed Spielers is that how you say it? Spielers? I don't know how you say that name. Do you know?
Probably Spelliers.
I don't know.
We'll go with Spielers.
Hello.
I apologize to Ed
Mismentions.
here. Sorry.
Hello.
I'll just say Ed.
He's got a great accent.
Does he? Oh, cool. The trailer also introduced a new, still unnamed character played by Ed Spaliers, I hope. He's seen a few times, at one point holding a phaser to Riker. Later, he can be seen angrily asking someone, "Is anybody you know still the person you knew?" Natalis did offer a bit about this mysterious character. He's a crewman on the Elios, Beverly Crusher's starship, not the Pasteur, apparently. And he's a member of Beverly's sort of Doctors Without Borders group, who's helping people on worlds that Starfleet has forgotten. Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's this guy right here.
Yeah.
If he was related to, yeah, I think
He's what,
gonna
Melissa?
be a good addition to this show.
Why do you think that?
I don't know.
All right. Oh, we also have Troy's warning. Let me guess. Is somebody
Uh-oh.
going to yell at them and she's going to say, "I sense he's angry, Captain"?
Maybe so. In another voiceover, we hear Deanna Troi saying, "There is darkness, an all-consuming darkness." Troy can be seen at various other points in the trailer as well, even though Worf's warning has a direct connection to his history with the Dominion War fallout. Natalis said that all of the returning TNG crew have their own connections to the story. They fit into the main plot. They won't feel like a bunch of disparate stories that don't come together. Everything here is connected to one singular idea. So she is definitely feeling the main threat of the season.
She's
Boy,
feeling it.
these guys really know how to tease.
Every time I read Natalis, I almost say Melissa too.
Let's just finish up on Rafi's journey here.
Sure.
We love us some
Yay.
Michelle Hurd.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Me
actually sad news. I
too.
don't know if people saw, but Michelle Hurd just canceled from the cruise. She was going to be coming, but she just canceled.
Oh,
from that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
Did
apparently
she
has a
say
gig,
why?
so it's good.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Okay, so
Oh.
it's good news.
good reason. Yeah. But she's scheduled to go on the Star Trek cruise in 2024 now. So just a little bit of extra news. Anyway, Rafi's new journey. A shot of Rafi, no longer in Starfleet uniform as she was at the end of season 2, appears to show her putting something into her eye. Ouch. The character has a history of substance abuse, so this could indicate she has fallen off the wagon.
Oh, no.
Natalis would only say, "That's a good question."
But give us the good answer.
Right.
Oh, there you go. But the showrunner did offer some insight into what's in store for the character in season 3. We definitely reinvent Rafi quite a bit this season. She is on her own journey in a really interesting and surprising way.
Well, that was really
She's
cool. That's a
joining-
great idea.
Is she joining a professional space wrestling league?
Ooh.
Sure as hell hope
Ah.
so.
She
But
could
it's a
fight,
great idea to
Joanne.
have.
Oh wow, Owosekun.
No,
that was the
we
best
had
name.
in Enterprise. There was the Big Show. There was the Rock. They were cool. But yeah, I think
Discovered
that's a
that
great
Joanne.
idea
Oh,
to
wow.
have the showrunner Terry Matalas actually do a deep dive into his own trailer. That was a fun idea. Good job by trekmovie.com there.
Anthony Pascal.
Come.
Yep, Anthony Pascal. I'm sure we'll be seeing him on Thursday. Why can't I get anything right when it comes to
She was thinking
days?
about the main viewer. That's the other
Today's
highlight.
Tuesday.
Earlier today, I thought today was Friday, and
Yeah.
now I'm looking forward to the premiere on Tuesday. It's
Yeah.
just everything's.
Mixed
But the
up.
premiere's on Thursday, so
Mhm. But I keep
Yeah.
saying Tuesday. So BL says medical Fenris Rangers. That's interesting. JR Poole says there's supposed to be an Easter egg in that fleet. Ooh. We'll keep our eyes open. There's so much ship porn going on in this season, you can tell. Like
It's
there's just
gotta be
like all
the Nog.
kinds of
Just kidding.
you never know.
Make it so.
Scott, what are you most looking forward to in this season?
I'm looking forward to some famous Riker leg over the chair sitting downs. And what is there a term for that? I don't know,
The Riker maneuver.
Yeah.
Riker maneuver. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some Riker maneuvers.
But now that he's older, he does
I was
them in
gonna
a
ask
robe.
He's like, I got arthritis. Ow.
Oh no.
What do you mean? What's wrong with him? He's comfortable.
Yeah.
He likes to bathe. It's fine.
Ah.
Anyway.
Again,
Especially because he likes to do it when somebody's at the con, he's like this and he does the
Yes.
he looms
And
over.
then
So they'll
he's
be like, what's that star? Well, sir, it's the
Oh.
thought that was your hand.
yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Wow.
Whatever.
Do we have to move on? Can we?
So, what's up, Robert Kaiser? Good to see you out in Austria. So do you guys want to announce some guests for virtual TrekCon 4?
I bet we'll have actor producer Ryan T. Husk there.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm not actually announced as a guest. No.
Oh no!
I mean,
I just spoiled it.
yeah.
You're a host, so
Yeah. We're all on that page somewhere, but not all of us are special guests like science advisor Dr. Noor. Anyway, well, actually, Scott Baker, would you like to make an announcement of, let's say, your favorite, the thing, the name that jumped out at you the most, that made you the most excited
About
of our special guest for virtual TrekCon 4, the featuring sector.
All right, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if we were talking about Picard or if we were talking about the virtual TrekCon thing. Let me see. Let me look at the list here and refresh my memory.
You put up.
I put it up 2 days ago. Yeah.
Can we do one while you're doing it?
I go for it. Yes, please do.
Well, I'm excited about Dr. Mike Wong, who's our friend. He's been on the show before. He's an astrobiologist, but he'll also be interviewing an astromycologist in a panel that he'll be running during the virtual TrekCon. So very exciting to see Mike Wong there.
Wow. Do you remember the astromycologist's name?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I apologize.
I'll pull it up right now.
Dr.
It is
Marta Cortesio.
Ah, you got it. Perfect. Thank you. Good job.
Dr. Marta It's probably Cortesão, because the AO at the end tells you it's Portuguese, either from Portugal or Brazilian. And they're going to say ow. So she's either Portuguese or Brazilian is my guess there because of the AO. So that's a great announcement. More science stuff with smart people. I love it.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Who else do we got? Scott Baker.
Hey, Jeffrey Combs, huh?
What?
The one and the only, the man of many faces.
Is that Wayun? Or no, it's Brunt. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Oh wait, it was Shran. I can't remember now.
It's Peck. Pink. Yeah. Pink. Pink is my favorite color, says Aerosmith. Pink was, it's one of their songs. Steven Tyler says it technically.
Yeah, actually, I'm a big fan of his back from the Reanimator days. So yeah, I love those movies. I'm one of my first loves in cinema was like horror comedy and things like that, and like a over the top, low budget horror and schlocky stuff, and the Reanimators and Bride of the Reanimator and all those movies. Yeah,
he's also the Question in some of the animated DC shows too. He's the voice actor for the Question. Yeah, I remember his voice came out. I'm like, I know that voice. That's Jeffrey Combs. I looked it up. Like, that's him.
Yeah. Very those mannerisms. Voice. What about you, Melissa Longo? Anybody jumping out at you? Any names?
None. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I saw Jeffrey. He was in an episode of Beauty and the Beast. The one that Ron Perlman was in, and Linda Hamilton, and Armin Shimmerman.
Shimmerman.
Yeah.
Classic.
Good knowledge.
Saying.
Good stuff.
Because I
there.
used to watch that show all the time
Speaking of
before
special
Deep
guests-
Space Nine.
Oh, sorry. Let me interrupt you.
Hmm?
I was saying, speaking of special guests, we have outstanding actress and artist Melissa Longo.
What?
Who's that?
How did we get so
The person who
lucky?
made this shirt, literally.
And this one, not literally, figuratively, not even figuratively, lyingly.
Well, can I pick two
Yeah, as many as you want.
or maybe three?
Yeah.
Nope, we need to hear a
Well,
favorite.
But I don't have a favorite. But my favorites are here already.
Oh,
Um,
I'll let
Uh,
Sirach know you said that. Go on.
well, he's a favorite too. It doesn't exclude him being a favorite. I'm gonna throw out there that Bruce Horak is a pretty exciting guest to announce.
Bruce Horak, the actor that
Mhm.
played Lieutenant Hemmer in
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds. What
Yeah.
luck. Everybody at home, let us know how much you loved Hemmer, but no spoilers, just in case there are people in the live chat that have not seen it. Just let us know how much you love Hemmer or don't.
He's awesome.
Actually, just say positive only.
yeah, he's
Who else you got
awesome.
for us, Melissa?
And this is a duo that I will have the great pleasure of speaking with. The amazing and wonderful Kitty Swink. She's fantastic, phenomenal human being,
Mhm.
and equally as phenomenal as Mary Chifo, the mother herself.
Yes, Laurel.
Very
Laurel.
talented people too. Love it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
excited.
Mhm.
Woohoo.
So let me make a tiny announcement myself. I'm super excited because there's somebody joining virtual TrekCon 4 that has been in a few productions that I've worked on, including Scott Baker's production, Fifth Passenger. You may have heard of him. His name is Doug Jones, and he plays Saru on Star Trek Discovery, among many, many other amazing roles.
Silver
And
Surfer.
he's tall and luscious. Yep, Silver Surfer.
Mhm.
Tall and
And-
luscious. That's awesome.
What's that thing called?
You
The
know
Face of
he
Water
is.
or something like that. I
I
can't remember the name of it. I
do
didn't see it.
Shape of Water.
A tall drink of water.
I'll drink some water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
Dougie is
glass
the
half
best.
full.
The sweetest tall drink of water ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all great. Everybody in the live chat, while we're making these announcements, let us know who you wish we would announce. And maybe we will, or we'll just be sad and go, oh, that is a good one. Damn.
Mm.
And no saying
Oh.
Avery Brooks. Obviously, we want Avery Brooks.
We all want Avery.
We all want
You never know. Here's the key, everybody. Watch the 2023 Lappy Awards. You never know who might pop up to present an award, or a win, I should say, or receive a win. You never know.
Mhm.
Maybe Avery Brooks will pop up and go, skip, deep, deep, bop. Thanks
That'd
for the
be
win. Or
awesome.
do something, but better, because he's better at that than I am. And like do something, you never know. You never know. So watch the 2023 Lappy Awards on February 19th. That's a Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Sorry about Central and Mountain. You guys know what those numbers mean
You
to
figured it
you.
out.
You can
Yeah.
And
count.
all those in Europe.
And one
Yeah.
other
Right.
shout out, just because I mentioned him earlier. He also mentioned the virtual TrekCon. That's Larry Nemechek will also be a
Mhm.
part of this as well. Both in I think he's doing the closing ceremonies, but also the separate panel with Dr. Ali. So Dr. Trek with Dr. Ali, the basically bringing back that life support live idea. So
Yes.
see them as part of the convention as well. So thank
That
you, Larry
will be
Nemechek.
part of the actually that will be on, I can tell you right now, and by right now I mean almost right now, right now, that will be on Friday the 17th, everybody. So tune in for that. That will be on the second day of virtual TrekCon 4. Linda Anderegg says we'd all faint if Avery appeared. Seriously, we can't do it on a live show. Then it's got to be
exactly. Like us on
pre-recorded.
screen would also faint. He's seen it by himself.
Yeah, well, Sirach would be able to hang. He'd be like, "This is just
We need
Avery."
like support live then.
Yeah.
Gosh, I
Yeah.
would love to be able to tell Avery what he meant to Aaron. That would be amazing.
I sure hope you get the chance.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Mhm.
We have the science quiz show too, I think on Saturday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell
That's
everybody about this science quiz show, because this is
Oh yeah.
this is like my favorite every year.
Oh, it's a
And-
lot of fun.
When I said that, who was it? Was it Anne Marie? Anne Marie was like, "What? Really?" I'm like, yeah, it's fun as shit. You guys prepare really hard for it and you do a great job. What's not to love?"
You're very sweet. But
It
anyways,
is, it's great.
It's Dr. Anne Marie Siegel. And we'll be asking some questions around the field of medicine, specifically in the context of Star Trek. We have meteorologist Katie Nicolau, the famous meteorologist Katie Nicolau, will be asking some questions in the physical sciences, some meteorology in particular, but some more generally in the physical sciences. And I'll be asking a couple of questions in more broadly biology, genetics, evolution thing. Again, all these questions in the context of Trek. And this is live. So as we're doing the show, we'll actually be asking these questions and we'll basically be taking some of the answers out of the chat. And the first 3 people who we see in the chat having the right answers basically get points. And we tally up the points as this is going. And the top 3 point winners actually get prizes. So it's pretty exciting. And if you miss it live or you come in part way, join in anyway, because often people who are in the lead at the very beginning end up losing their connection or dropping off or doing something else. Play anyway. If you watch it after it's done, yeah, you missed the prizes, but it's still a lot of fun trivia. You can hear the questions and hear what some of the answers were that were in the chat, and we'll joke about them. And for each of the things too, we'll not just give the answer, but we'll give a little bit of the science context around it too. It's not just the answer is
right, and how it pertains to Star Trek and all that. Which that's what's so fun about it is they find an example of some kind of science thing that happened to start, even if it's just like a gas cloud that happened on a certain planet that was green. They could theorize what, chemical or whatever made it green. Hopefully methane.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Gas clouds green.
But one quick correction, Mohammed. I've heard that evolution that's not a real thing, but everything else you said was accurate.
Well, yeah, you point out a good point, because you're not the only one who gets all of the questions wrong, all of the answers wrong. I'm the one who does that. I get all of the answers wrong. So you'll all
That's not true. I've seen you get a lot of the answers right. You're very smart. You should give yourself credit.
I don't think she did get any of them right.
Oh, that's not true. She did. I actually
Lisa?
have the score sheets from the last few times we did it.
Oh, well, then there you go. See?
Oh, well, yeah. No, I don't think I did a score sheet. I just type in the wrong answer.
No. You don't keep. We keep score. So actually, I have the score sheets of what every person who did it for each of the times we did it in the past from the earlier virtual.
Oh,
TrekCon.
wow.
Yeah.
Scott, can you announce another big featured guest or featured human?
Featured human. Well, I mean, I think it's pretty cool that we got Robert Duncan McNeil coming on. Did we already announce
what? Wait a minute.
Entity.
Wait a minute. You mean Robert Locarno? Sorry, Nick Locarno. Nick Locarno is going to be on virtual TrekCon 4, aka Tom Paris,
The director from Resident Alien.
right? Producer director. But the sad thing is that we all know that when you think of, Robbie Duncan McNeil, Tom Paris, you also think of Garrett Wang. And it would have been great if we had Garrett Wang as well, because they're kind of like 2 peas in a pod, and it makes it better if they're both there,
Well, it's a
But
good
Ryan,
thing they're
don't
both
we?
there.
What? We got Garrett Wang too?
What?
We have
This
Harry
is-
Kim and Tom Paris. Yes.
Boy, oh boy.
Voyager fans celebrate.
Wowie.
Well, I'm not going to be happy until I have something to be unhappy about. So I'm gonna double up my answer and say, well, fine, you got Garrett and Robbie, but they do a show called the Delta Flyers, and it would have been cool if we also included Rebecca McNeil and Megan Elise, because they're part of that whole family and crew, and they're great people, and it would have been cool.
They are
But
great
I
people.
guess.
Well, the women behind the men are there too.
Yay!
What?
This is the best day of my life.
Oh
you
my
guys.
gosh, it's so exciting. Oh, they're awesome.
No,
All
who we
four of
also
them are
got-
awesome. It's gonna be so much fun having them on the show.
Yeah.
We've
On the
got
con.
the performer extraordinaire Bonnie Gordon, who's the show's computer voice on Prodigy.
Heard of her?
She's a tour de force. She can sing, and yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, Bonnie Gordon from the Seventh Rule. Yeah, she's great.
That's the
And
one.
from Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah.
Mhm. And she also was the computer voice in a short film that I directed last year.
And she is epically
Really?
good
I
at
didn't know
escape
that.
rooms.
Yeah. It's called First Time. It's a real short sort of sci-fi piece, and it's just now like getting accepted into a whole bunch of like film festivals and stuff like that. It's not available to watch yet, because it's still
Aw.
in the film festival
No wonder I haven't seen it.
push. Yeah.
Cool. But you know what would be really awesome?
Oh, the Nabisco shredded wheat, like the really big the bales of hay, like not like the spoon size one but like the big ones. I used to have
They
those
came in
when I was a
wax
kid. They're
paper?
pretty boring. Yeah, that's just wax paper. Ugh. Is it that?
That's not where I was going.
Oh, okay. Good.
What are these?
Weetabix? I don't know.
That's not where I was going.
Not
I was
Weetabix.
thinking of it would be fun to reminisce with the Ferengi family.
Ooh.
Oh
Well,
my goodness.
Which member of the Ferengi family? What are you talking about?
Oh, Quark and Rom and Lita might stop by, and Jake Sisko is included in that too.
Mhm.
Yay, Jake.
Woohoo.
Wow.
Yeah.
The only thing cooler than that would be if we put them all in one panel, like the
Right.
Ferengi family panel.
Like a Ferengi family panel, which
Mhm.
you should keep your eyes peeled for, because
Mm.
that'll be fun.
Right now,
Is
Scott's
that a
like,
rule of acquisition? Keep your eyes
Scott's
peeled.
going, how long are we going to play this shtick? Can we just tell people who's in? Like, are we just going to be?
I'll just put the
dancing-
link in the chat. You can see
Are we just going to be
Yeah.
dancing around this all day? This is fun.
I like
whatever.
dancing around.
Nabisco, ding, ding.
What's another great one? Well, you may also know somebody by the name of Terry Farrell,
Oh,
and she will be
yes.
joining us for virtual TrekCon 4 as well as a surprise guest. How can it be a surprise? Whatever, you're right.
a reminder, you can go to the website and see who a lot of these people are too.
Mhm.
virtualtrekcon.com.
Oh.
/VTC-4,
Yeah, good call. You could click from the other one, but yeah, that's
Or-
faster.
or you can do that if you're lazy.
Yeah.
So basically, everybody, and that's just what have we named? Like a dozen people? We've got like 3 or 4 dozen. I don't know what the
Mhm.
total is, but we've got to be at least past 40 special guests. So what we have is, and this is what makes me the most excited because this is kind of stuff I like, but we have a mix of, actors and writers and producers and directors and VFX people and artists and scientists and just everything you can think of, except for wardrobe. We tried to get somebody from wardrobe, but weren't able to. And that made me kind of sad because Sirach is big on wardrobe and he always kind of teaches us something. It would have been great to include somebody in that. But also from all these different eras, we've got people from, all the legacy Treks that we know and love, plus the new shows. It's just a lot of everything. And I feel like, we're kind of hitting all corners of starting. JJ Abrams is going to be there. So
Wow.
maybe, I don't know. Does anybody know? I don't know him.
I saw Darth
Well, I
Shuey's
just
gonna
know
be
him.
there.
Yeah.
Darth Shuey's on the list.
Yeah. From the JJ Abrams movies.
Yeah,
So
that
that's something.
counts.
Right.
It's just as good as JJ himself. Yeah.
Basically, JJ would have did that
Maybe
too.
better. Maybe better.
Yeah. What'd you say,
I have
Melissa?
a trivia question if we're at that stage, though.
Just about. Did you say something, Melissa? No? Okay.
I said
All right.
basically.
Oh. So let's give them one final announcement. Let's do like a deep cut.
Ooh.
Oh, here's a fun one. Actress. Egyptian actress
I know who that is.
Lila Shacker will be joining us. And people
Ooh.
right now are like, wait, Lila Shacker, which Star Trek episode was she in? Well, you're just going to have to stay tuned and find out where she comes in on all this. But anyway, go to virtualtrekcon.com and check out the whole list. It's ever changing. We're adding things every day. Poor Scott Baker is adding things. I got at least 2 more names to add for you to, just from today. Maybe
this
3.
thing is already too much, Ryan. We've reached capacity. We can't put any more cool guests into this.
You've given it all she's got, Scotty.
Given it all she's got, Captain. Yeah, it's
see.
No more.
Who? Oh yeah.
Should get Simon Pegg. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just texted Scott a couple more, but I feel like there was a third
good.
one too. Anyway.
Was
All
it
right.
Simon
Yeah. No, that is going to be at Star Wars Con.
Bye,
Anyway.
Mom Sci-Fi Con.
What have you got for us today, Mohammed?
Okay, so we're excited about 7 of 9 coming back in Star Trek Picard, right? We've been talking a lot about the TNG folks, but let's focus on 7 of 9. Give the Voyager fans something. So you may remember the history of first 7 of 9, that she was 7 years old when she was assimilated, right? And she was on a ship. You remember the name of the ship? I'm sure you can just yell it out. What's the name of the ship she was on when she was assimilated?
I don't remember. I feel like it was a bird name.
It was a
Wasn't
bird.
Like a
Very
bird?
good.
Sparrow? What was it? What was it? It was a bird. It was
The more violent one than a sparrow.
yeah, like a falcon or a
raven.
raven. Damn it.
That's it.
So
it was
mad
good.
at
But
myself.
you were on the right track there.
Everybody, one more guest announcement. Raven Dowda is going to be part of Virtual TrekCon for the effervescent, always lovely and amazing. We love her, Raven Dowda. Please continue.
We do love her. It's great segue there back. So she was on the Raven when she was assimilated. So there was an episode in Voyager when they actually revisited the Raven, and 7 of 9 was essentially like got activated and went down to it. In that episode, there was an alien group or species. I don't know. It's always a little funny when they call them species and they look basically like slightly different humans. But anyway, we'll call them species. There's an alien species that got very upset about seeing a Borg and was like shooting at the ship. What was that alien species in that episode? So this is the one where they went down to the Raven, and it was the alien species that got very upset about seeing a Borg down there and about the ship down below.
This isn't multiple choice.
Nope. Hardcore Voyager fans.
I have a better chance at.
Or if you remember the name of the episode, which I will hint at and say we said in this discussion, you could actually go and pull it up pretty quick. Didn't identify it, but it was said.
So let's talk about the week ahead and behind. First things first. Do you like fraternizing with your coworkers? Do you like, well, everybody else, do you like fraternizing with your coworkers and like smooching with your superiors and things like that? If so, then you love the Next Generation's episode, The Naked Now. And you can watch our review of that on the 7th Rule YouTube channel. Myself, Sirach Lofton, and Denise Crosby. She does say the words fully functional. Sirach smiles a lot throughout the review, and it's a great time. So go over to the 7th Rule YouTube channel. That full review has been released just yesterday. So check that out. Now, tomorrow on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, that is going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. we've got our review of Hyperdrive, which is a British show on Amazon
BBC.
Prime.
Or BBC.
What is that?
It was on the
Oh.
BBC originally.
Okay. I've never watched BBC but on purpose. So I really don't, I mean, except for when I was in London, those were my options. Like, what are your channels? They're like, we have 6 of them. BBC 1, BBC 2, BBC 3, BBC 4, and 2 dumb ones. I was like, oh, that's
I
Anyway.
love the BBC.
so check that out. Melissa Longo is our guest for that Hyperdrive review. So check that out. That's tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go over to the 7th Rule YouTube channel. We'll have a nice fun clip for you to watch as like a placeholder for when the new Star Trek finally comes back in a week. And we can check that out on Thursdays. Then on Friday, come right back here to the virtual TrekCon YouTube channel for Star Trek and Chill at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Scott Baker will be there, still hungover. It'll be a lot of fun.
Maybe John Rokiel, from what he said, unless he's doing Netflix and chill with somebody. No.
Yeah, that's true. We'll steal him from there.
Can't do both.
And lastly, on Sunday morning, well, Pacific time, 9 a.m. Pacific, that's 12 noon Eastern time on the 7th Rule YouTube channel. It's what? No, this is
Like,
Next Generation, Melissa Longo.
So what? It still works. It's Star Trek.
Okay. On the 7th Rule YouTube channel this Sunday at Deep Space 9 a.m. That's Deep Space 9 a.m. Pacific. That's Deep Space noon Eastern time. It's just confusing. Check out our first segment review of Justice. Speaking of debauchery, those are like the 2 debauchery episodes, right? The Naked Now and Justice. So
slippery.
check those. Check
Not
those
touching
out.
that one. Not touching that one.
Yep. Anyway, check that out. We have director James L. Conway, the director of that episode, James L. Conway, joining us for that review. Tons of fun. We love James. He's been super great to us in the past, and he's amazing again. So check that out. Wow, so much to talk about. And the Picard premiere. So that'll be fun. See you there, hopefully. Mohammed, what's the
back
answer
of the
to
heads
the
in the
trivia
chat, by the
question?
way, too.
Nice.
Mhm.
Finally.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back, John. So the correct answer, actually, several people got it in the chat. Good job, you guys. I think Dave Gregory was the one who said it first, but the correct answer was the Bomar. The Bomar.
Oh.
I don't remember if people remember what
I
they look like.
should have guessed
Mm-mm.
that. I was
Yeah.
right on the tip of my tongue.
Ah,
No.
I'll see if I
no,
can
it
pull up a
wasn't.
picture of the Bomar real quick so folks can see it.
Scott, what's the Bomar?
They're the species that was firing on the ship in that one episode.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, let me turn off the green screen for a second. Yep, there we go. There's the Bomar. Those guys.
Oh,
Oh. Cool
Hey.
outfits.
Yeah.
Wow. Hang on. I'm
Fuzzy.
going to spotlight this. This is more fun. I don't remember
Oh.
these guys very well.
Yeah, they were. I think Robert Kaiser correctly said too. They didn't like people going through their space, and they had to make them do all sorts of extra checks and things like that as they were going through. So it was pretty cool.
Looks like they're wearing camouflage for circuitry
Yeah, it does look like
for them to
that.
hide in
They're hiding
someone's
in your
computer
server room.
in a mainframe.
Yeah.
Glenn Iverson says, Bomar the merrier.
Scott Jensen said the Boimler. No.
Very nice. Very nice. Well,
Mhm.
Melissa Longo, where can people find you online should you choose to be found?
At Melissa Longo. It's with an A, not an E. And the introvertedrepublic.com. And Walking Art Made by Melissa has her wares there, my wares there. And three new things are being added to the
Whoa.
website this week.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Where are them
Look, this is one of her
wares?
older wares, just so you can see as an example. This is one of
Yes,
those things.
you can get that on the
Older outer,
website.
older wares, outer wares.
That's right, Scott. Where can people find you online should you choose to be found? And where can they find Fifth Passenger, by the way?
Fifth Passenger can find, let's see, it's still on Amazon and YouTube and Tubi and some other streaming platforms. Just type in Fifth Passenger, 5th Passenger, and it'll pop up. Lots of places to find it these days. If you want to find me, Instagram is one of the most active, I guess, at Mr. Scotty Baker. I'm also on Twitter at Mr. Scotty Baker.
He's a great Instagram follow because he has all these pictures of him on set, but they're like really like these beautifully little shot artistic pictures of his Steadicam rig and like the mountains of Mordor and shit. Like it's crazy. Like he's like he's in the mines of Vulcan and he's like, check this shot out. Or it's like him and Pauly Shore or whatever. But
all the time. I did just shoot a movie with Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
The other Van Damme.
The other Van Damme, the lesser known of the Van Dammes. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Pretty badass.
Like it was like a fight scene. He's in a bathroom beating somebody up, and I'm there with the camera. Like, yeah. But
did you ever shoot with Bruce Willis?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. All right. Dr. Noor, where can people find you online? What's up with you?
I'm at Mafnoor. I guess I'll do the phonetic alphabet. Mike, Alpha, Foxtrot, November, Oscar, Romeo. It's at Mafnoor. It's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I think LinkedIn too. I know I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not sure if it's Mafnoor, but you can find me on LinkedIn there too. Or on YouTube is Biotrekkie, BIOTREKKIE. Also, if anybody's in Calgary this Friday at 4:00, I'm giving a public talk there. So at the University of Calgary.
Awesome.
So feel free to swing by. So
oh, that's cool. Is it free?
Yep.
Awesome.
Free and open to the public.
Do it, you guys. And also shout out to Jean-Claude Van Damme. We're just kidding. I mean, he's Belgian, so you gotta like him. Cool dude, supposedly. Y'all can find me Twitter at Ryan TG Husk. That's at Ryan TG Husk. I saw somebody recently paying us a very nice compliment on the 7th rule and tagging Ryan T Husk, who has like no followers and isn't followed. It's just maybe I started it like years ago and forgot because I'm like, this account's not being used. So Ryan TG Husk. And you can find me on any kind of social media at Falling Tower or at the 7th rule or at Virtual TrekCon. And that's about it. So everybody, thanks for playing with us. Thanks, Chuck, BL, Rose Kirby, Linda.
Thanks, John Rocchiello, for being on earlier too.
Yeah.
Fran Iverson, Robert Kaiser, Back of the Head, War Dog, Glenn Iverson, J.R. Poole, Aaron, and so on and so forth. Did we say Scott Jensen? I think so. Oh, and Scott Baker.
War Dog Jaime was not Die Hard because I was only 12 years old when that movie came out. I had to buy a ticket to Roger Rabbit and then sneak in to go see
nice.
Because it was rated
That's
R.
how you do it.
Yeah, I was 12.
Was it awesome though?
Roger Rabbit.
It was incredible. Yeah. I did kind of want to see Roger Rabbit. I think we stayed and watched them both, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you all very much. We'll see you next time. And go check in the description box below. It's just below me. And you can fill out your thing and get these gifts. So everybody have fun with that. Click that link, fill it out, and win some goodies.
Step one.
Linda Andreich says Ryan needs a handheld mirror for his shout outs. I don't understand.
You're awesome.
Shout out to yourself.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Linda. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. And when you want a bunch of free gifts and announcements on amazing guests for a show that starts in just 9 days, it's a mouthful. Put it on the main viewer. Mohammed, you were rearing back on that one.